Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're taking a look at the ARES. The ARES is the cheapest LMG in the game and quite a lot of fun to use. Before we get started, leave a like if you enjoy the video and subscribe for more content. It really helps me out. Taking a quick look at the stats and some of the pros and cons, we can see that the ARES has a decent fire rate at 10 rounds a second, going up to 13 rounds a second as you fire. When aiming down sight with the ARES, you get a 25% zoom with the scope, and the fire rate doesn't change. It stays the same whether you are in primary fire or alt fire. It also has decent damage and you will be able to kill enemies pretty fast, and a magazine capacity of 50 rounds, which is more than enough to kill an entire enemy team. On top of that, it has high wall penetration, meaning you can kill enemies hiding behind walls or boxes pretty easily with this gun. Now, when it comes to the cons, we can see that the fire rate, even though it's listed as a pro, isn't really that high. It's decent, like I said, but it starts out at only 10 rounds a second, which is lower than a lot of other weapons in the game. So it is kind of a con, because you have to build up to get to even 13 rounds a second, and 13 rounds a second isn't even that high. Adding to that, while the damage is decent, and I've got that listed as a pro, it's not great, and one shot to the head won't even kill any enemies, even if they're not wearing armor and they're right in front of you, which is kind of weird for a big, heavy LMG. The damage per round is quite low, but because of the high magazine capacity and the decent fire rate once you get it going, I say the damage is decent, because when you are spraying down sight, you will kill enemies really fast, but just per round the damage is kind of low. It does also take quite a while to reload with this gun, and it is slower than with a lot of other weapons. Now, being the big heavy LMG that this gun is, you do get low mobility, meaning your movement speed is quite slow when using this gun, and it will be harder to just sidestep or get around the map without switching to your pistol or knife first. So with that all said, let's take a look at the aim. Now, when aiming with this gun, you want to stay in one position, ideally, and just kind of shoot down sight, especially if you are expecting enemies to come through that area. It is very good at shooting enemies from a far distance and just mowing them down, and it's very satisfying to do that as well. What it is not good at is trying to pick off enemies one by one or sidestepping. You don't really want to do that with this gun because it takes a long time. Its mobility is very limited, and you really do want to just sit in one position and aim down sight and be shooting down sight if you at all expect the enemy to be there. Aim for the head at first and try to control the recoil by dragging your mouse down as you continue to fire. This is what will keep your shots accurate and in a concentrated area. If you do that well, you will be able to hold down areas and defend them pretty well, but it's not really the kind of gun you want to be running around with and playing aggressively, even though you can. Now, you don't want to be burst firing too much with this gun. You want to just hold down an area and keep firing. This way it'll be very hard for enemies to get through, and if they do try to risk one-tapping you, they have a high chance of dying. Conserve your ammo a bit and spray for a few seconds at a time. Don't just spray your whole clip unless you really feel like all the enemies are there and you really want to hold them down as long as possible. Now, for long distances, I recommend aiming down sight, but most of the time, especially when playing aggressively, I don't recommend doing this. I recommend hip firing because that is a lot more effective, and it takes a while to aim down sight with this gun. It is a little bit slower, or it seems that way at least, than most other guns. Hide behind cover and aim down sight, exposing yourself only a little bit so that when the enemies do come, if they try to pick you off, it'll be a lot harder for them, and you will be spraying down there the whole time and probably end up killing them, so they won't get a chance to kill you. Thanks to the high wall penetration with this gun, you can kill a lot of enemies who are hiding behind walls or boxes or anything like that, and that is one of the main pros of this gun and one of the most fun things about using it. People who normally would be safe or relatively safe behind cover won't be safe when you're using the ARES if you know how to use it effectively. This is one of the most underrated aspects of using a gun like the ARES, and you can hold down an area, shoot people through smokes and through walls so that they really don't have anything that they can do. apart from trying to one-tap you or quick scope you with a sniper, that's it. So you can hold down one path, and that is what you should be doing with the ARES. Onto the movement quickly. You don't want to move too much with this gun. You want to kind of stay in one spot, and if you do move, you should probably move silently, because anyone with a Vandal or Phantom will kill you a lot faster than you can kill them if they catch you first. That being said, I have got quite a few kills with it, just playing around and having fun, not really paying too much attention. So you can do the same, just have fun with it and play this gun for what it is. Overall, this gun is a pretty simple gun, but it's fun to use. It is not one that I would really recommend for high level play, but it is a lot of fun and you will be able to do well with it if you just try. That's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.